for sure. We're gonna go ahead and move on to like it, love it, or hate it. Hated it. Yo, and we're and look, and we got to get right into it. Nick, I'm gonna come to you first. You're outside looking in, but Washington's been making a lot of moves. And the most recent move, Washington hired their first Latina X. Where's Delilah? I need her here to give me this for Nick. The first Latina to serve as the coordinator of football programs in Washington, Natalia Dorantes. I mean, how do you like it? Like it or love it or hate it?
Here's the thing. Nick, what do you do when you're perceived as the most racist owner in football? You hire an entire. You change your PR by hiring all minorities. Look at all the positions that have been filled by Black and Latino and Latina people in the And again, you don't want it. Like I said, from the outside looking in, not a Washington fan like you guys are, but you're like, way to go, Schneider. This is a great PR move. Let's hire a Latina for this position. It'll be great. You're going to look like you're a guy who accepts everybody. You're going to look like the guy who's doing everything to make his team as diverse as possible. Like you said, you got rid of the Redskins logo. You now have a dance team instead of cheerleaders or whatever that situation is.
So sad.
But again, I like it for the aspect of these people getting hired and getting an opportunity. That you have to like. Maybe you don't like the circumstance under which it happened, or you think it's some phony intent behind it. But these are opportunities for these people to get their foot in the door and to start their careers in football. So more power to them, and I hope it works out well for them. Whatever Daniel Snyder does, I hope for these people who've been put in these positions that they succeed and that they, either they stay with Washington or move on, have great careers in football. But yeah, I mean, so for that, I guess I have to like it, the hiring itself, absolutely. But dislike kind of the maybe the intent behind it, as it were.
Go ahead. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Ab, what do you think, man?
I don't disagree with anything that he just said. Like, honestly, I've been saying that for weeks now. I appreciate it. I appreciate how it is for the minorities because it was hard, especially in the league. It's hard for minorities to come up and to bring it up. But it just, to me, it's to draw attention away from of what we did wrong for so many years. And it's like, to me, that even though I appreciate it, it's just like, you're not fooling anybody, Dan Snyder. You're not. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, you're really not, bro. I feel like, because I even say, like, I feel like that's what he did with Ron Rivera. Like, he even did that with him, Yeah. So, like, I agree with my man Nick. I've been saying it for weeks now. Like, I appreciate the moves, hiring these people, hiring these minorities in these positions on the team, but you're not fooling nobody, Dan.
Right. I mean, and again, like Ab, you documented it multiple weeks that this is what it is. We've talked about it. Nick, we've brought it up on Washington, on Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable. He's covering up. It's optics. It's all about optics. He's making everybody think, hey, look at all these things I'm doing. And maybe you'll forget that I did all this nonsense and I've been doing all this nonsense and I've supported all this nonsense. So, I mean, it is what it is. I love it in the sense, like what you were saying, Nick, that these guys, they're getting an opportunity, and we can't overlook the fact that they're getting an opportunity. And so hopefully that we'll take it as that and be in that benefit. My only concern is after he gets to the point where he does then own the team and own everything completely, and a couple years down the line, and we don't need him to sit here and be this, he doesn't need to be on his P's and Q's anymore, then he's just kind of like, all right, we're good. You did your time. Bye. And just get it out. I just don't trust him. I don't trust him. So we're going to move on. Ab, I'm going to come to you first. We discussed this off the show and definitely want to bring this to you. Ron Rivera said there will be a QB competition in Washington. And like you said, in his interview, he's not desperate to look
Yeah.
at that position. Yeah. So, what do
So
you think?
so it's about interpretation. He said that he's not desperate to, in a sense, reach for a quarterback. So
Yeah.
that means trade up to get a quarterback that he likes. And I like to me, I've been like, if you go back to one of our first shows, I said this all along. So this is going along the plans that I said. Will might disagree, but I've been saying this for a while now. That Ron Rivera will draft a quarterback after picking up a quarterback in free agency after he picked up Heineke. I said Heineke or Allen, but he picked them both up. So so it's along the lines of what I've been saying this whole time. So I don't think he's going to reach for one. Like I just don't see that being his way. If he does, I think it's awesome. But I think, to me, we were talking about it before the show. I think he'll go after Trask or maybe a Newman or what's a Mod. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mon from
Yeah.
from Texas
So
A&M.
I think, and I'm trying to tell you, I was saying it's like if we can get Kirk Cousins kind of production out of a third, fourth, fifth rounder, I'm all about it, man. Do that. Do that. So like I love that he's not going to reach for one. I like his standpoint, but let's go. Quarterback competition, all four of those guys, and let's go.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I'm gonna go next since we are Washington Football Weekly. I'm with you, man. Let's go. Let them compete. Let everybody know that hey, you are good as how you are helping the team. If you're not helping the team, I don't have any room for it. Let them all fight for a job. Like we had talked about before with Steven Montez and trying to get him noticed. We didn't even know who this guy was. You know what I mean? And now they're starting to get him out there. I think that honestly, Rivera is weeding out the bad apples. He's getting the guys in there that he wants, and this is part of it. Who's going to lead our team? You need to prove to the team. Everybody needs to see you in a quarterback competition, so you prove to the team what we're about. I like that. Let's get that going.
And let me say this too. Me and Sean both know. What people don't know is me and Sean both played running back at Herndon High School, and literally we pushed each other every day. I was just like, look, I'm not letting this underclassman beat me, bro. But I'm not finna do it. It's not about to happen. Right? But like this man, like we literally pushed each other. And honestly, it was a competition. But at the same time, we were brothers. We both tried to make each other better. Like, we were both like, hey, do you see this? Do you see that? And that's how we move. We tried to help each other, but at the same time, we were trying to win this position.
Exactly. And that only makes you better. Nick, what's up, man? Outside looking in, but quarterback competition in Washington.
Well, here's my thing. I love a good quarterback competition personally. If you got people in there who can compete for it.
Right.
I mean, again, what is the formula? I was talking about this. I don't know if it was with you guys or with somebody at the round table, but what's one of the things that good GMs do? You always draft a quarterback. Like Ab said, what's wrong with grabbing a third or fourth round, fifth round quarterback who's out there to bring the kid in and see what he can do? He obviously played in college and was good enough to play in college. Give him a look. You have no idea again, we all know the story. Tom Brady was what, 7th round out of Michigan when 6th round when they picked him up. So, and look what happened there. Yes, maybe you can, we're not going to go over the arguments, but my point is you can find a diamond in the rough. Nothing wrong with picking another quarterback up in the 4th, 5th, or 6th round, throwing him in the mix with Fitzpatrick, Kyle Allen, and what's the other guy's name? Tyler Heineke, right? So why not throw a fourth guy in there, and one guy gets cut? You throw him in, you start with 3. One guy doesn't make the cut, he's out. There you go. And then every year you do the same thing. You trim it down until you get what you want, man. Because again, you're in a position now that you probably aren't, like you said, aren't going to draft a quarterback per se. with that 19th pick to really pick up an impact player. So that now becomes a very important pick for you guys to pick up something you really need. And Ron can still have his quarterback competition by picking a quarterback later on. So I'd say I'm all for the competition. Let's do it. Like I said, I like Ron Rivera. I always have. He's a bear at heart as far as I'm concerned. So I will always root for Mr. Rivera. So hey, have the competition. May the best man win, and hopefully you guys won't finish better than us. There you go. That's all I can say.
Exactly. As long as you keep it real, Nick. As long
as you don't finish better than us, I don't really care. No,
and last but not least, I'll start on this. Scherff declines multiple contract extension offers. We talked about this multiple times. He's making 18 on the franchise tag. Listen, I'm glad. I think we were both on the same page where him, the team, and him are kind of like, listen, you're saying you don't want to sign. That's fine. We got you for this next year. Let's do what we do this year, and then hit the road. We'll figure out what happens next year. We'll go from there. But I like this. I like that we're not. I like that he's not. We're not making any bones about it. Both sides are kind of like, this is what the move we're gonna make. Ab, what you think, man?
I told you I'm not happy with paying him $18 million this year. All right, I'm not happy about it at all. So this actually upsets me because the only thing I said about the franchise tagging him was I'd only like it if he signs an extension. Yeah. That's the only reason. That's the only way that I'd like it. But to me, it's like, I understand Scherff is doing Kirk Cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's doing a Dak Prescott. Like, look, you're not about to pay me $18 million this year and then tell me I'm going to take $16.5 million for the next few years. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's not, and I totally understand that aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? But we just paid this man $16 million last year. We paying him $18 million this year. You know what I'm saying? $16.5 million or $17 million for the next few years. That makes him the highest paid guard in the league.
Yeah.
But it's not in the trajectory of where his pay should be. Like, honestly, if you're really thinking about it, $18 million is where you start off with. Is the number you start off with per year. And to me, I think that's stupid, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like, you don't, for a guard. Yeah. I'm sounding redundant because I know I've said this several times already. It's redundant, and I knew we wouldn't get a deal done. So to me, we need to trade this man during the draft. It is hands down. That's what we need to do, because literally this guy's pay is 3 players.
Yeah.
The way you like 3 players this year.
Yeah.
Potentially 3 starters. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for what? For him to miss 3 games at least? At least 3 games.
He gets hurt. He's injury prone for sure.
At least 3 games this year. So to me, it's like, to me, nah, man. Like, trade him, get some picks, get a player. Honestly, let's trade player for player. Allen Robinson, Brandon Scherff.
Oh, yeah. You want to trade franchise tags, do you? I see how you're playing. Listen to this guy. That's a good one, Ab. That's a good one. I'll tell you what. Fine. I'll see your Allen Robinson. We'll throw you in Nick Foles so you can have another quarterback.
There you go.
Right. Then Ron Rivera can have 5 quarterbacks in the room and throw them all in there and see who does what. Give me a break, bro. Yeah, you know what? It's funny, though, because, you got to sit there and you go, I don't know, maybe Allen Robinson would like that, because of the way we're going, like, he's probably like, I got to play with Andy Dalton now. I thought Mitch was bad. Now I got to play with Dalton. Like, come on,
that upgrade.
If I was Allen Robinson, I'd be upset too. Like, what the hell, man? What's going on here? I thought we were trying to upgrade our team. What is this?
Right.
It's interesting because, that's what ended up happening with that being franchise tagged twice. Now they got the extension, and they way overpaid. Like we all know that. We had talked about that. Jerry Jones way overpaid. And the thing is, if you're going to give Scherff, like you said, $18 million this year, so this is the second year you guys have tagged him.
Yes, straight.
So
Second year straight.
you're not going to start the next. If you try to franchise him next year, you probably owe him like 25 or 26 on the way that.
Not even.
So no,
We're not even doing
it.
No, right, exactly, not going to happen. So as Ab said, you have two choices here. You sign the extension soon, or you get rid of him, because you're right. Otherwise, you're going to eat all that damn money, and you're not going to have anything to show for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've backed yourself kind of into a corner in that sense, because what you could get for Scherff probably is draft picks, at least in this year's draft. You know what I mean? You could get something for him. Everybody needs line help. There's tons of teams that can use a guard. So I mean,
I think we could at least get a second. At least get a second.
Easily, absolutely. On a franchise tag player, I think you could. You're right. So I mean, I think Washington. You've got two choices, and there they are. Like they really are. Like you're either going to extend the guy again and give him give him an offer, or you're going to have to get rid of him, because there's no way you're going to pay a guard over $20 million next year to franchise. You know, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Chicago Bears type management. You guys are better than that. I think. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it is Dan Snyder, so I could. Yeah, I mean,
right.
What do I know?
The fact that we tagged him twice twice 2 years straight.
Yeah,
that should show you the dysfunction in our front office.
Well, absolutely, I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you.
And we all know this isn't the first time that we tagged somebody 2 times in a row, and then something happened that next year. We all know how the Kirk Cousins saga ended.
And look at how much they overpaid for Kirk.
84.
I mean, honestly, think about it. The money that guy is getting from Minnesota is just ridiculous.
$84 million.
Here's a guy, and again, I know we're talking Washington. I'm just saying, but here's a guy.
Oh yeah, that's Washington.
Who's he benefited from all that. Gets 84 million. He's going to be like the most mediocre $84 million quarterback you'll ever see in your life.
Yes,
but he'll have a long career and he has plenty of money. Whatever. Good for him.
But he went to Michigan State, and all the Michigan State people like him.
Well, that's fine. I'm sure he's a fine stand-up citizen, but he's as a quarterback. How about that?
This guy, look, and shout out to our guy, Anton Benton. This is Anton's guy. Moral support. He's a great locker room guy, all right?
Oh.
He's a rah-rah.
So am I, but you're not paying me $84 million,
right?
Whatever.
Right.
I can pump everybody. I can be a great locker room guy.
Right.
Pay me $84 million. I'll go play quarterback. The hell. I can hand off the ball. Jeez.
Right.
I don't want to hear that. He's a great locker room guy. Isn't that what they say when guys are like suck? Like these guys who have all this talent, like you're supposed to have all this talent, and like when he doesn't play well, but he's a great locker room guy, guys. He's really, who cares?
Right.
Clay Cutler was the worst locker room guy in the world. Nobody liked that guy, but you still.
Or if you're a vet and they don't want to tell you to retire, and they're kind of like, oh yeah, we signed him because he's a great locker room guy.
He's a great leader in the locker room. He takes the young guys under his wing. Shut up.
Yo, exactly.
I don't want to hear that crap.
We have to move